What's up, guys? Jeff here with Grid City Fitness and Performance. We've got Coach Serena with me as well. So today we're going to talk about a problem that I see often, and Serena also experiences with her training members as well. And that problem is the problem of not reporting or not tracking, depending on who you are or why you're saying you're not doing it. Now, what I found is that individuals will not track their food because it's not perfect, or they won't show what they're doing because they think that their coach is going to be upset with them. Well, the truth is, the lack of not doing it is more upsetting than a shitty report. And I'll let Serena explain the reasons behind that and why you should do it no matter what. And so, pass it off to her.
So, tracking. The reason we have you track, we don't do it just to make you do it like, let's make their life difficult, make them track down everything they eat because it's annoying. We do that so that we can track your progress. And like with the check-in sheets that I have, you guys have to send your pictures, send your MyFitnessPal, like all your numbers, what you've been eating, and your weight measurements, etc. And so recently I had someone say to me, I didn't send my check-in because nothing changed. And I explained, even if nothing changed, you still need to send it to me, because that way I can track your progress and I can see what's going on. And if your progress is stagnant, then we can make adjustments to your training program, to your nutrition, wherever we need to, so that we can continue to get you results. If you're stagnant and you just decide not to track anything and not do anything about it and just kind of disappear, there's nothing we can do for you. We can't help you.
So basically, if we just break that down, guys, the simplest thing for you to do is to do the shit we ask you to, because it's not for us, it's for you. And if you were to go to your accountant or your tax preparator, or you have to file your taxes, you have to know key information. You can't make adjustments to things that you do not know. And I know you guys will oftentimes like to think that we know everything, which we know a good amount of stuff. However, we cannot see what's going wrong if we don't see the back side of things. Remember, because if we only see you and train with you maybe 5 hours a week, we've got 5 hours of 168 hours. If you lack communication with your coach, you lack the ability for us to comprehend the other 162 to 64 hours that you're not with us. And so we need to be able to see that and help you guys optimize everything that you're doing. And the only way we can do that is seeing everything. And that means seeing imperfect action. It means seeing, maybe you're not following your meal plan as we laid out. Maybe it's not doing the stuff that we gave you. But by showing what you are doing, we can then make it lifestyle sustainable for you, or adapt what we're trying to accomplish into what you do. So if we have a strict or structured meal plan for you, and we give it to you, and 5 days later you say, it's a pain in the ass, so I'm not doing it, but you don't show us what you are doing, we can't even help you in the things that you are doing to correct them and make them better, right? So it's much better to do imperfect action than to focus on perfection. And you'll see much more results across the board if you just do the basic stuff. And that's just the simple things of tracking and reporting and giving your feedback to us, because again, our job is not to make your life difficult, it's to make your life better. And the only way we can do that is if we see what is going on. And that means being honest. That means being honest with yourself. And that's probably the biggest mistake that everybody makes, is they are unhonest with themselves. They'll lie to themselves and they'll say they're happy and they're okay with where they are, or that their nutrition is okay. But in reality, you go and look in the mirror and you see yourself and you're fucking upset. Or you feel like shit because you can't fit in your pants. Or you feel unhappy because you get winded going up the stairs. So the truth is, your biggest deterror from you accomplishing what you want. And that's just because, one, you're not being honest with yourself. You're saying that you're good, but good is shitty. So remember, when you did good in school, I did good in school. And you know what my grades were? They were C's. I got 70 to 75% and everything. But I got to say that I was good and I passed. But that did not mean that I did anything, right? So good is not good enough. And then also not being honest with where you are and your unhappiness level, because one, you're trying to deflect the fact that you are unhappy with where you're at, and you're saying and accepting that it's good, but then complaining to everybody else that it's not. So you have to get yourself on track by first realizing that if you're lying to yourself and saying you're good, you're not good. And if you're a parent specifically and you're accepting good for yourself, Be ready to accept good from your children, because they are going to fall victim to the same mentality that you have. And if you want to be a leader in your household or family or friends or anything like that, good is not acceptable. Good is garbage, okay? So, first thing you need to do, be honest with yourself about what you want. 2, be honest with your coach and trainer. They are there to help you make your life easier. Even if you're not following what we give you, the simple act of doing what you're supposed to in every other aspect allows us to modify, correct, adjust, set things up in place that work for you. But again, if you are not showing us what you're doing, we can't help you. So, as we are midway through school, recently Common Core became something of importance. I don't understand it. It makes me completely confused in math. But when I was in school, and when I've seen children in school, and when you were in school, you had to show your work. The reason you had to show your work was not because the teacher wanted to see everything that you did. It was simply to see where what you're doing, where you might be going wrong, and how to fix it, right? So if you were getting a simple math problem wrong and you weren't showing your work, the teacher never knew what was going on in your brain to figure out that solution. Instead, when you wrote it down, they could see, okay, this is where you're getting this wrong. How can we fix this to make it right? That's all doing the work is. Yes, it takes 4 minutes, but that 4 minutes will save you 4 fucking years. So that 4 minutes a day will save you 4 years. Let me explain that too. The 4 minutes you do today, tracking your key information, will save you 4 years of pain and agony, being unhappy with where you're at, or being unhappy with your weight, or being unhappy with the way your clothes fit, or being unhappy with the way you look in the mirror. So, if anything else Serena has to say,
I just want to say we don't expect you guys to be perfect. Literally nobody is perfect. We just expect for you to be on point most of the time. That's all you have to do, and making small steps daily, and that's a small step. A small step is just at least tracking what you're doing, even if you know you're making a mistake, even if you know you're eating something you're not supposed to eat. Just track it and then move on. And then it's not perfect, but at least you're being honest with yourself. We see what you're doing. We know what you're doing. We know where you messed up. You know where you messed up. You're seeing it. You're being honest with yourself. And then go on with your day and then go back on point. We don't expect you guys to be perfect. So you don't have to be like, oh, I'm not going to show them because I didn't do it right. I didn't follow it. They're going to get mad at us. They're not going to get mad at you. We're going to get mad at you when you do nothing.
So focus. The key here, guys, is focus on progression over perfection. That will allow you to start seeing results. That will allow your coach to help you properly and assist you in the ways that are best suited for you. Again, each one of you guys is a little bit different. So don't expect to get a meal plan or a protocol or something and it actually work for you, because everything is personal, okay? But if you, again, are not doing the back end work, we can't personalize the thing that we're doing, right? Because everything is templated to see a result, and we know what works and what doesn't. But we give you an initial program, process, or protocol because we know that this structure works. Now, once we find that you can't or can do it, we then adjust to perfect it better. But without you guys doing the work, we can't help you properly. So the takeaway here, guys, is progression over perfection. Focus on being truthful with yourself and not accepting good enough or good or okay. Focus on just doing the damn work and reporting back to your coach so that we can properly help you. So that's it, guys. Hope this message makes sense and you guys can start implementing it. Imperfect action over perfection, and actually start holding yourself accountable to doing what you need to do, so that way you can see what you want to see. And without doing that, we can't help you.
And just one last thing, don't be scared to give us feedback. If you hate a meal plan that I give you, just tell me, like, I can't do this, I hate it. I'd rather you tell me that than just pretend and like feel uncomfortable and not want to say you don't like the meal plan, or it feels like too much food or too little food or whatever. If you don't tell me, then I don't know, and then you're not following, you don't get results, we're both unhappy. Because if you don't get results and you're saying you're doing what I'm telling you to do, then that means I'm failing. Right? So you just have to tell us, give us the feedback, because we're not going to get mad when you give us feedback either, because then we'll adjust.
All right, guys, take care. If you have any questions, comment below. If you want to get better nutrition advice or success with your meal plans, whatnot, Serena's doing some meal plan success coaching and nutrition consultations. So if you're interested in that, comment as well. Or if you guys just want to take your fitness to the next level, let's have a conversation.